everybody, and welcome to episode 184 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills helps you improve your table tennis. Today is Friday the 13th, also known as Black Friday, and is considered an unlucky day in Western superstition. The fear of the number 13 has been given a scientific name, triskaidekaphobia. That's right, triskaidekaphobia. To counter all of this fear of Friday the 13th, it's also Friday Funnies here on the show, so we'll have a great joke or two for you. In other part, we'll talk about commentator Adam Bobrow, lighting, serves for shorter or younger players, and the backhand side spin top spin. I'm Jeff Plum, and as always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Good morning, Jeff, and how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm not sure whether I should be laughing or scared. What about you?
Yeah, I'm scared about the possibility of your Friday Funnies is what I'm scared about.
You no need to be scared. We've gone out to our Facebook crew and asked for some jokes. So it's all going to be very, very funny.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Okay. But before we get into these hilarious jokes, Alois, I want to talk a little bit about yesterday's PingSkills question of the day, which was, Adam Bobrow, the table tennis commentator for the ITTF, do you like his style? What responses did we have?
Yeah, we had a few responses. So, and most of them were good, which is fantastic. So, Islisi said yes, of course. And Sammy said, of course, he's one of the best things to happen to the ITTF for a long time. He even said that it's better than us, Jeff. Don't know about that. And Shay said, yes, really funny, and he understands the game well. So really positive response. I like him. I like what he does for commentary. He's got a lot of life in him. And he makes it really entertaining as well. So, and I think he also brings it down to the for players that don't really understand the game as well. So he explains things well. So yeah, I like him, Adam Bobrow.
Yeah, I reckon he's great. He's got lots of enthusiasm. You know, he brings excitement to the game. And the other thing I really like is some of his interviews with the players. Like, he really seems to get the players to come out and, we get to see some of them smiling on those interviews and stuff. So, yep, I'm a huge fan. Go Adam Bobrow. All right. Now, for the PingSkills question of the day, we're going to ask you, who is the most famous player you have met in person? So, again, jump on our Facebook page or on our blog at pingskills.com and let us know who is the most famous player you have met in person. Love to hear your thoughts. All right, Alois. Now, what happened on this day in history?
Well, yeah, so Robert Louis Stevenson was born in 1850. So Robert Louis Stevenson, author of things like Treasure Island. And interestingly, he died not far from here in Samoa. And I've been to Samoa, and there's a grave there for him as well. So Robert Louis Stevenson, born today in 1850. There you go.
Wow, there you go. Author. Okay, that's good. All right, Alois. Well, you know what it is.
You didn't sound overly impressed there, Jeff. Robert Louis.
I don't know. Treasure Island, author. I don't know. Friday 13th, I thought we'd have something scary or, not your best segment ever.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
It was okay, but you've had better.
Thanks, I think.
All right. Well, Friday Funnies, Alois. Let me tell you about this story that happened just last night. A table tennis player and a gorilla got into a fight over a karaoke machine. Did you see the headline this morning?
No, I haven't read the paper, Jeff. Sorry. No.
It was King Kong Ping Pong Sing Song Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone at home is just laughing their heads off at that one. Good one. Thanks, Glenn O'Day. That was a great joke.
Glenn's not far from me here. Glenn, I'll be paying you a visit shortly.
And did you hear about the poor chap who kept having balls smashed into him? He's now
No.
got butterflies in his tummy.
Uh, I can hear them going crazy at home, Jeff.
I know, it's great. It was unlucky, but now it's funny. So that's great. And one more from Ilya, who actually got this from Greg Letts, an Australian table tennis player. He says, players that use Tenergies tend to move faster on the court. Why?
Why is that?
Well, it's because their wallets are thinner.
You have made me laugh with that one, Jeff.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's see if next Friday we can get some even funnier jokes. So later in the week, I'll ask you for some more. Thank you, everyone, for all your funny jokes. But we are here, Alois, to help people improve their table tennis. So we've got some questions that I need you to answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready. After those jokes, I'm ready and alive, and it's Friday the 13th, and let's go.
All right. First up from Homero. He says, my current lighting scheme is in my ping pong table room, and it's very poor. It's a regular 2 light bulb scheme. I want to improve my current situation. I want to know about the ideal number of light bulbs, its position relative to themselves, and the table.
Yeah, so we sort of went through this with the PingSkills shed. We've ended up doing fluorescent lights, and I think if you can aim for about 12 fluorescent lights over the table or over the room, I think that's reasonable. You'll get pretty good lighting out of that. So the other thing is to make sure that they're spread evenly, and evenly also back towards the walls. So if you've only got them over the table, as soon as you get back a little bit further, you haven't got any. It's a bit hard to demonstrate. You haven't got any light on the ball. So if the light's coming from there, which it is at the moment, on this side of the ball, which you can't see, like the dark side of the moon, is darker. So if all the light's there, then I've got a dark ball to be looking at. So just make sure that the lighting comes right back down towards the wall as well, and then the whole ball is lit up better and it's easier to see. So yep, so that's ideal. It's a bit of an expense to put in the banks of fluorescence, but yeah, that's the way I would go.
Great, excellent. And then on Friday the 13th, if you're scared, you can turn the lights on. It'll be nice and bright, and you can play some ping pong to calm your fears. All right, that's not very funny on Friday Funnies. All right, yeah. Why is Alois rolling his eyes at me now? He just doesn't get my jokes. Anyway, Iya says, hello, I am 10 years old, and I found it difficult to do most of the serves because I'm too small. What type of service do you think is best for me? I am an all-round player. Yeah,
so it's a good one, good point, because especially when you're young or if you're coaching little kids, the pendulum serve is really difficult, because for the pendulum serve, you got to get your elbow up so high. When you're down this low, trying to get your elbow up this high above the table surface can be really difficult. So, and it can also be the same for the backhand serve, because the backhand serve you tend to be covering your face. So probably the easiest serve when you're down that low is the tomahawk serve, and that's one a lot of shorter people do really well. So yeah, so go for the tomahawk serve, and because you're basically down at the right level. When tall people do tomahawk serves, they try to get themselves down nice and low to be able to get that over the elbow action. So you're in a perfect position when you're down that low. So yep, the tomahawk serve. Go for it.
Excellent. All right, the tomahawk serve. Good recommendation. Yeah, if you're short and trying to get your elbow up, it's really hard to get any speed on the ball and the wrist, isn't it? It's really awkward.
Yeah, it's just I mean, you just can't get that elbow up high enough. You know, like that's as high as you can get. And if you're down that low, then you do really struggle. So yeah, go the tomahawk.
Awesome. All right, Dorian has just jumped on and asked a question using the Google Q&A app. So thank you, Dorian. We love it when people jump on and ask questions. And Alice, the question is, I just started to play ping pong. What type of spin should I try to learn first? Is it top spin, underspin, side spin? Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dorian, definitely top spin, I think, to start off with. I think it's just the easiest, and it's also just a good way to get some consistency with your game. So definitely not side spin. Okay, so if you start with side spin, it's going to get really complex, and the game becomes difficult. So go with top spin, and it doesn't have to be big heavy spins on the ball. Just starting to come over the top of the ball to put a little bit of top spin on the ball is the way to go to start off with. So if you go to our strokes and techniques section, and as you move down the page, you'll see that the first strokes we teach you are the forehand counter hit and the backhand counter hit. And they employ a little bit of top spin on both of those strokes. So, yep, go the top spin. Good question.
Good advice. And so for anyone starting out, or anyone at all, really, go to pingskills.com, sign up for a free account, and you'll be able to access all the videos on our strokes and techniques page. And we've got them set in a pretty good order. So if you just start at the top and just work your way down, you'll do the strokes in a relatively good order. So head over there, Dorian, and thanks for the question. It's great to have people getting involved. Next up, Manfred.
Jeff, the others probably aren't getting on because they're just rolling around laughing so much.
Yeah, I'd say so. Now, Manfred says he still practices hooking the forehand topspin, which works fine occasionally. And he's wondering whether the same is possible with the backhand, or is there any technique to make the ball curve more sideways?
Yeah, so the backhand topspin is probably, I find it a little bit harder. You haven't got the movement that you have with your forehand topspin. So the backhand topspin, if you get that ball out wider, you can tend to come around the ball there. Or if it's in here, then the stroke becomes a bit more awkward. It becomes almost like the backhand side spin flick action. So you're coming from here and coming around. So the main thing is that you're brushing on the side of the ball. So to do that, you need to dip the angle of your racket down so that you can get around the side of the ball. So if you've got your racket up straight, you basically only hit straight up the back of the ball. If you dip the angle of your racket, so drop your wrist, then you can start to think about coming around the side of the ball there. Okay, so whether it's there or there. Out there is probably easiest.
Yeah, interesting. Now, the backhand side spin flick that you mentioned has become really popular, especially in the top levels of table tennis. But I don't think I've really seen that transition into the backhand top spin itself.
Yeah, the thing with the when you're back, you've got a little bit more time, and you want the ball to be traveling faster and with more dip. So to get the ball traveling faster with more dip, you need pure topspin on the ball. So so that's why.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So so I guess for players learning the game, it's probably still more important to have that basic topspin and use that, the majority of the time, 95, 99% of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely, we talked in the previous question or the one before, I can't remember, about what's the first strokes to learn. And definitely you want to think about just straight topspin, not trying to work too much with any side spin to start off with. It's just more consistent. It's easier to do and it's easier to learn.
Great. Excellent. All right. Well, that wraps up episode 184 on Black Friday. Hopefully everyone is not too scared and, relaxed with all the humor in this show, Alois. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Yes?
And Jeff, a number fact you didn't pick up on was that if you add up the numbers in 184, it's actually 13.
Oh, my goodness, Alois. That is amazing. You are good at this. See, that's a much better fact than your On This Day, Treasure Island. Who was the author? I don't even remember.
Robert Louis Stevenson, Jeffrey. Robert Louis Stevenson.
I think you should be doing the number facts. I know you secretly like them. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your table tennis, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.